We are back. One final match for the Trackmania World Tour Challenger League Playday 5. It's the match of the day, alternate attacks versus orKs Numelops. We just saw, I would say, given the betting and everything, I feel like a bit of an upset, I would say. But when we came into the match, of course, Sprout did end, Omyotsun did end up winning against Sprout 4-2. I mean, still a very good performance, and overall, I would say maybe not the match we expected, but in the end, it did provide. I would feel like.
Yeah, although with that scoreline, it now means alternate attacks have already got into the playoffs. I mean, they've already secured a top 4 position, and in fact, if they win this match, they've secured a top 2 position. I'm pretty sure, so they already get that boost into the playoffs. Obviously, getting towards the top 2 seeds, get into the upper bracket finals immediately there. Oh, sorry, wait, no, you only need top 6 to get into the playoffs this time around. Yeah. I completely forgot it's different. But yeah, they've secured that, though. They're in the playoffs no matter what now, even if they lose every single game from here on out, which is great for them. They're probably incredibly happy that the mid-table is having trouble kind of beating each other right now, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but for them, if anything, now it sets up for Playday 6 and 7 to be even more important than it probably ever was. Now, everybody saw that Sprout did end up getting the loss for the match, and now it leaves a lot of doors open because, in the end, the second position is still important because when we go into playoffs, for example, it gives you into the upper bracket side and it makes you play less games, and that can be sometimes a very good advantage going into the playoffs, and so there's definitely now a lot more fight for that second position. But there is a fight on the server between alternate attacks and orKs Numelops, as we have the pick and bans happening. No ban of Frosty.
Yeah. I thought this might be the case. Neither of these teams have been actively banning this map. They just haven't really picked it's been banned against them when they have gone onto it. So interesting. I don't think either of the teams will consciously pick it, but it may just get added as a random map. Airwalk and Off-Road, the first 2.
Yeah, that is at least what we are seeing so far. Maybe, you know, alternate decks are feeling a bit adventurous, or orKs Numelops. You know, Numelops of course are. I feel like if there's one team you can give a good shout to being like the David and Goliath, definitely the Goliath Dopplers, it is orKs Numelops. They tend to usually show up when they go up against let's say, opponents that on the surface are on the top end, and then it will be Frosty as the decider. No sinuous, no speed, and no braking. So, if it goes into a map 7 affair, it will be going to Frosty, and who knows? I feel like this match, even more than the previous one, you might say, yeah, alternate attacks should be getting it comfortably, but again, composite and Panda, especially Panda, when his internet has been working, that internet speed has definitely worked for him because he's been putting on some impressive times, almost beating the pool's world record. And I did say at the start of the day that we will be getting it beaten. And who's the man to do it? And the Panda is on the server, possibly to do it as well.
All right, very possible. Well, we'll be moving... we'll be moving straight into the series here. This should be a really, really good one, obviously. We're expecting to see something quite close from these two teams. Again, look, in Stage 1, this was a 4-1 to alternate attacks. The only team that managed to beat alternate attacks was Schweinheim Racing, and they're not even in the Challenger League anymore. So, hey, their one team that they lost to is completely gone, but orKs Numelops have looked like a completely different team this stage, so I am expecting to see something really good from them coming on out. Their times on a lot of the maps are the best in the Challenger League at the moment, so if we can see something, just a good start from them, I think would set them up for a victory here.
Yeah, and now as we go on to Airwalk, well, here it is, you fellow Trackmania enjoyers, the final match of Playday 5, alternate attacks versus orKs Numelops, and we start off, as I said, on Airwalk. Well, we'll be interested to see how this pans out, and we do see that everybody gets to the first section of Pumpers. It's a good sign to behold, and now we get to see how it goes as Panda having a bit of a moment there. It goes a bit teleporting, but you know, as long as the connection is up there, it doesn't matter. Ping in this game doesn't matter. As long as it gets uploaded, it's perfectly fine. So everything's good, and for now at least, it's looking rather good as orKs Numelops is definitely running it back and really contesting Scandir up front.
Yeah, a lot of people might see the standings currently for the season and think, what do you mean orcs, Stupid Numelops are playing really well? They're like 2-2 at the moment. They're not doing any better than most teams. They did forfeit a match because of Panda's internet just not being quite good enough to stay connected to the server. And considering that, they're doing really well, honestly. And right now, things are looking good. Keep in mind, alternate attacks, 100% win rate on this map. If orcs, GP, Numelops can take it away from them, that's going to be absolutely a massive for them. And right now, it's looking good. It looks like it may just be the case, but unfortunately, oh, I thought it was going to be over, but it's all good. Panda and Complex, they take first and second. It's the ace to start things off, and maybe they can be the bane of alternate attacks' existence.
Oh, that was a line and a half by Complex. He went really low, perfectly landed into the finish. I mean, that is as low as you can go. Very nice to see indeed. And now we are really getting into the rounds. This is going to be a close affair. Both teams know is what on the line. Of course, Panda does have a moment where he doesn't land on the block and is very far behind. But it puts Complex in front. And the Complex had a really good previous round, so it is alternate attacks that maybe they are now looking to get an ace back for themselves, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, they are moving, they're waiting. They're hunting down the Kraken, which is Complex up front, so let's see if they can do it.
Currently, best time on this map are 108.2 in the Grand League, 108.3 by Scandir in the Challenger League is the best time there. So you would think alternate attacks would be in the driver's seat this time around, and maybe this round they will be, as Complex makes it a little more difficult for himself by slamming into the pole there. Alternate attacks take a 1-2 position. All they need to do, keep it clean to the finish line, and it should be all good. Scandir is looking for as much time as possible, but he'll slam his car into the barrier and not quite make it over with the time that he would have liked, but still an ace straight back towards orcs, GP, Numelops. I mean, honestly, this is what we were expecting. It's just that orcs, GP, Numelops surprised us in the first round.
That is true, but of course when you look at the time, it is a 109, of course. So
yeah.
You do feel like I feel like, especially when we look at the first round, it is something that orcs Numelops can definitely beat. So if alternate attacks keeps going at sort of that pace, then I feel like orcs Numelops can definitely take a lot more points out of this match. And given that the starts that all of them are having this time, all of them getting clean, I mean, they are really prepared for this match, and I don't think none of them are gonna really give any of the teams much to work with as long as they get through the maps clean. I mean, of course, stating the obvious, but I feel like more than ever this match is probably gonna be coming down to fine margins.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of fine margins, Scandir's line going into the long jump into the right turn was absolutely perfect. I mean, he was a millimeter from hanging a wheel there. Unfortunately, it doesn't really gain you much more speed if you are close to the edge there, and Complex stays close. Panda overtakes into first position. Now, if the identity is good from orcs, they can get themselves that ace back. At the very least, try and look for a round win out of this one, but Complex goes very high on the first jump, has to release a lot. Scandir takes first position somehow, some way, with a better line on that one, and draw. Well,
yeah, I mean, it also did miss the bumper, so it was a possibility for orcs Numelops there, but Scandir, well, the Challenger League record holder here, definitely showing why he is a connoisseur of the map and holding on for alternate attacks. So looking pretty good for now, but we can see like there is just nothing really separating these teams on this map. Yes, it is alternate attacks pick, but it feels like this is now anybody's game. Whoever breaks first, as Complex does clip the corner, is the one who's going to take the map here, and it's looking good for alternate attacks. Bolsa is actually the one in the lead for once, so promising signs, as alternate attacks would definitely love to go in the lead.
Yeah, that's really good for them at the moment. Panda is going to be holding on to first position, and so far it's looking good. A better lane through that turn. Wosal staying in second place. Scandir a little further behind, but again, the identity has been very nice from alternate attacks so far, so I would not count them out for a couple of overtakes on this one. Panda staying in second, but now just trying to get this overtake done, try and save his teammate in this one. Has to release quite a lot into the first bumper, but may just have more speed through to the finish line. Gets it done. The overtake is perfect. 31 thousandths ahead of Scandir at the finish line and keeps that draw alive.
That is another tiebreaker to the line, and this time Panda was just enough on the inside to take it away from Skandir. So again, 5-5 as we are in round 5. I mean, this is proving to be already a batch and a half, and we haven't even gone. We're basically halfway through the match here halfway through the first track, and we're already seeing glimpses of what is to becoming one of the matches of the day. It's clearly why it has been chosen as match of the day.
Yeah, definitely. And hey, I mean, coming into this one, I thought, you know, alternate attacks will take map 1 probably pretty securely, and then orKs and Numelops should take map 2 relatively securely. Right now, it's looking close on the first map, which does make me a little bit worried for alternate attacks on this one. Again, they have a much better win rate and a much better kind of average time on this map than orKs and Numelops do. But things are looking really good. I mean, the clutch potential from orKs and Numelops has been real nice, up there with alternate attacks coming into this one, and this is going to be another close round. The lowest down player, Skandir, by 2/10 away from Panda. As we move to the identity, the jump is good for everyone involved. It looks like it's real.
We do have to go up in front as there's a respawn. Oh, and Panda still holds on to it. Oh, I was hoping we could get a follow all camera, you know, get everybody in the picture, but, you know, unfortunately a respawn there. But Panda again holds the line. Arms across, you shall not pass. And 6-6 in round 6.
Wow, okay. Well, orKs looking to take us the full distance here on map 1, making things difficult for alternate attacks. Again, no team has really given alternate attacks any trouble on this map whatsoever. Like, their round differential is +20. You know, their ace percentage is 37.5% on Airwalk. No team has really given them any trouble here, and so far, orKs and Numelops have kept them working for every single round, and it's looking to go even further than that. We're looking at an ace right now for orKs and Numelops if they stay in this position.
It's looking to be that the David is here to slay Goliath, at least on track number 1. And looking at the moment, Wosal is the one to deny points. Of course, he can still get it. Like Airwalk, if there's one identity where you can gain all of that time, it is Airwalk. Because if you send it, you can gain so much time. But I'm sure Complex and Panda are really comfortable at the moment. And now Complex does lose a bit of speed, but is Wosal able to also take Panda? Let's see, Complex POV here at the moment. It's not going to be enough, and I think... Complex almost overtaking Vosal again back as well, but it is a victory for Numelops and a track point for both as well. 7-8. What a close map to start off this match.
It's also a personal best by Panda of 1/10. Previously, a 108.7 was their top time, which, you know, being 3/10 away from Skandir's PB on this map, the Challenger League record, and actually being one of the slower times in the Challenger League for this map. You would not have rated orKs and Numelops to win this one, but here they are, out ahead of alternate attacks. Obviously, it could still all end for them on this one. All that is needed is an ace for the two players on that side, and it's looking more than likely now, as they're both well over half a second ahead of both of these players, maybe even 1 full second ahead of both of them. orKs and Numelops just let a tiny couple of errors come on through, and that is pretty much the end of that, unless there's a bad identity from alternate attacks here.
Yeah, but if there's one of the teams that has, both Vosal for alternate attacks has been the one suffering towards the end, and Panda is slowly closing the distance. It is still half a second, so it needs to be a clean execution for alternate attacks. 1 respawn, and we go on to the next round, as currently Vosal and Skandir, I mean, now when it matters the most, they do not falter, showing why they are the top dogs. And now giving every bit of hope to Numelops, and then snatching it away like you take candy from a baby. 10-8 the scoreline, and it is a track point, a very hard fought as well. Both teams really working to get that track point, but alternate attacks take it in the end.
Yeah, but I think that's a really good performance from orKs and Numelops. We didn't expect them to really do anything in that map whatsoever, and yet they took alternate attacks to 9-8, but to 8-7, which is an impressive scoreline to get on alternate attacks' map pick. And now we move on to off-road, which is orKs and Numelops' map pick. And you've got to think, if that's what orKs and Numelops look like on their opponent's map, hopefully their map pick will be much better.
Yeah, that is of course the underlying truth. But then you take into account that you're going up against a team that is most likely going to be fast on every single map.
Yes.
Of course, apart from the
My
map
next
that they
point,
ban,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. My
But
next point was going to be that alternate attacks have not lost this map so far, so...
a good segue into like setting up
Yeah.
the storyline, and then you realize, yeah, alternate attacks have never really lost on this map. Well, anything. I mean, you said that from the previous map, and look what happened
Yeah.
almost. And
Yeah,
Numelops
exactly.
are looking to do the same here, at least to start off, the same way they started off Airwalk.
Yeah, and one of the stats that we should take into account, neither of these teams have particularly impressive times on this map. They're just both relatively consistent, and that's what we're seeing so far. Obviously, both of them getting really nice starts, are within 2/10 of each other all the way through. Right now, orKs and Numelops are in first and second position, and Scandic trailing just by under a tenth now, but with a worse line through the trees. It's a really nice
Oh
round
my
from
God.
everyone involved. No, no new PBs for anybody, but an ace for orKs and Numelops, a really good round.
I mean, that is as textbook as off-road as you're gonna get. That was a great race, indeed. So, I mean, you know, if you have a textbook for World Tour maps, that would be probably page 1 on 101 how to do off-road, basically. And that is as clean as you're gonna get, even with alternate attacks not making a single mistake. Numelops really pushed them to the limit, but this time it is Complex who goes a bit too risky on the inside and does hit the wall, so it is Panda to deny. Are we gonna see the repeat again where alternate attacks now are gonna ace them back? Surely not, right?
Surely not. Well, we'll find out here very shortly. Panda is putting together a real nice attempt at getting that overtake done. Real nice inside line. Scandir overcooks a little bit on the ice and slides out, loses that gear. Complex overtakes, and now a round win potential here for orKs and Numelops. Once again, Wosal is the one trying to keep him at bay, but is 3/10 down from Panda. Not really looking like he's going to get that overtake done. Just needs to stay ahead of Complex. Not the worst situation to be in at all, but yeah, no. Panda crosses the line first. Wosal trails by 2.8 tenths. Complex takes advantage of Scandir's mistake there, and orKs and Numelops move up to 5-1.
That is a good, definitely an upswing as well, and clearly, I mean, you put 2 and 2 together, orKs, Numelops on their own map pick, compared to their opponent's back picks. You take the correlation there, you can see the difference already. Numelops 5-1 ahead, and it is good to see that Numelops, even after that map where I swear, I believe even they think that, yeah, that could have been a map we could have taken. It's just that final round didn't go our way, but here they are back with a vengeance.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to think, like, Trackmania is very much a mental game in that lines are very tight, especially in the World Tour maps, right? You have to be very consistent and very precise. And when you're not fully focused, when something, gets on your mind and you've thrown, maybe not, but you've thrown a map away, things start to get a little more difficult to focus fully on everything going on. And it's always incredible to me that these teams can do that. And orKs and Numelops, having had the opportunity to take that last map away from their opponent, coming back into this one and setting immediately mid 59 times is really impressive. But they do go ahead and lose this round. It's not the end of the world, but they only stay 3 points ahead, 3-6.
That is, of course, a promise. That is always, like, that's the one thing I always admire when I watch these matches, whether it be Challenger, Grand League, no matter what competition you look at it, it's absolutely baffling and some of the most exciting stuff to see how these players consistently do these rounds. Dude, some of us will never reach these times, even if we put in, like, the hours upon hours, and they just casually do them in rounds. It's good to see, but all things aside, it's looking to be that ace is a bit prolonged. It's coming through the queue now as Complex is struggling to get through the map, and now alternate attacks. Ding Dong, the ace that we missed out in the second round, it's coming now back from the queue. Was a bit backlogged, so they are looking to now tie up the score to 6x, and we're gonna go into probably another barn burner of a map where we're just gonna decide it in the end with a 10-9 scoreline, it seems.
Yeah, it seems that way, unless somebody misses a checkpoint at the end here, but they both play it very safe, making sure they get through. Scandia gets a 59.6, a very, very decent time, and get themselves that ace securely.
Oh, that's it's lovely to see. I mean, this is if there's one thing that I'm happy about, this match has lived up to the hype. I mean, this has been so far the best match of the evening, and it's just gotten the Challenger League today has been aging like fine wine. We started off with some of the cheaper wines, but now we're at the the good stuff. And alternate aTTaX and Numelops are definitely delivering, and now it's really good to see. And with the 6-6 scoreline, like I said, it looks to be anybody's game now. Both teams are now in it, and again, it's probably going to be decided by one player just not having a good round, and that's it.
Yeah, it does seem that way, and this is going to be another one of those close rounds. You cannot afford to bonk into a light pole. You can't afford to slide out on the ice. You can't afford to make any mistakes here, especially when everything is this tight. Nobody does make that mistake on the ice. It's a varying exit speeds going through, so the pack does split apart a little bit, but it's going to come down to the wire between all of these players now. Everybody real close to each other. Panda gets the best exit and will enter the identity in first position. Complex in fourth, but has more speed just about than the two alternate aTTaX players. Maybe can get into second place, in fact. Get the ace for the
let's
Panda
go.
with a 59.59.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that is the most cleanest round of off-road we've seen in a long while, and it ends with an ace of all things as well. Chef's kiss, this match is delivering. You were waiting for 3 hours for this match. If you're still here, drakes to you for waiting this out. Now we're getting treated to a match and a half with a nice scoreline as well. I mean, it's orKs Numelops needing only one more point.
Yeah, that was a PB as well from the race leader there, orKs Numelops, getting up those times on the board, and always feels good to break a PB on live rounds. Obviously, breaking a Challenger League record even better, but failing that, getting very close to it and smashing your own time is real nice. And now orKs Numelops only need 1 point, and they have a round in hand. Even if alternate aTTaX ace here, it's not the end of the world. Complex needs to finish up in the top two to close out this map, and it's looking more than likely Wosal doesn't get through the identity cleanly. He's slammed into the floor. I mean, there's no way. It's another 59.6 to end things off. orKs Numelops take the map with an ace once again, 6-12. That's a confidence boost if ever I've seen one.
Yes, indeed. And both teams have picked up their own map, or at least in this case, own track point as well. And we move on to the next track as well. We're going on to pool. Now, I said at the start of the day that we're gonna get that record broken. What we've seen so far by alternate aTTaX and orKs Numelops, holy moly, I am now more convinced than ever that we might actually be able to do it. But of course, you must consider as well that both of these teams are really sending it, and it can actually be an insane times here as well. So, but it can go the opposite way as well. Once you push a bit too much, you never know when you give a hug to the wall. But for now, let the entertainment ensue. We're in for a treat and a half.
Yeah, currently the world record here, a 105.164 by Gwen. The Challenger League record, not very far behind at all. A 105.183 by Panda himself, who is playing in this series, so very possible that we get this one done. I think the closest of any of the players in this lobby to Panda here, although not this round, as Panda has fallen out of the standings, is Scandir with a 0.4. So technically, by far and away the fastest player here. It's whether or not he can get that, couple of hundredths it takes to get the record.
Yeah, and we've seen today that identity, of course, Pool's identity is a nostalgic one. It has been in the league before, in Pool side, of course, but this one is a bit of different variation. But we've seen, confidence aside and speed aside, you can still overcook this. So and Complex definitely overcooks that exit there and allows for alternate aTTaX to take an ace on the map. Convincing round, 105.6, good round time. Yep. Definitely a good start for them. It is their map pick, again, so we do have to emphasize that. But I feel like what we've seen so far, it's Numelops are not gonna take that 3-0. They're just in it to win it.
Yeah, despite Panda having by far and away the best time in the Challenger League on this map, as a team, they are not as good as Alternate Attacks here. Alternate Attacks have a 100% win rate once again on this map. They have better average times overall. They have a 37.5 ace percentage on this one. They have a 26 positive round score, 45 to 19 so far. And yeah, no team is able to touch that at the moment. Complex falls out on the turn there. Another position where we see players kind of sliding out quite a lot. Panda looking to break his record in first place for the time being. Skander has also made a mistake, so it's possible for orkGP Numelops to answer back right now.
Yeah, and Panda is in the lead, but Wosa will have a slightly tad bit more exit speed. Will that actually make a difference? You do have to slow down quite a bit. Ooh, that looked very fast going into that cube. I honestly thought they were gonna both end up in it, but Wosa is sending on it, but that line is gonna be slower, and Panda is gonna get that first position. 105.5, and Skandir, with the mistake by Complex, does get third position, so it is a draw to end off. Not the result Numelops were expecting from this one, but Panda with a 105.5, great race towards the line as well. I mean, looking good, and well, alternate attacks have always done an ace against Numelops. I mean, it's only fair that Numelops do the same to them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not going to be very happy with that one, and you know, Panda's still 4/10 away from his best time on the track here, but when you can consistently set mid 105s, you're probably pretty happy about it, so no worries there whatsoever. orkGP Numelops just need to warm up a little bit into this one. Complex needs to get in the game, join Panda up there in the top two, and that's generally kind of the story that we see with a lot of teams, is that one of them will be consistently getting real good times, the other one just needs to join them up there, and then suddenly you are in that winning position.
Yeah, but it seems that with now Wosal touching the corner, Orcs Numelops are taking a leaf out of alternate attack strategy and be like, okay, you've aced us twice now where we were 3 points ahead. How do you like them apples as we go into it? But Skandir is pushing it, and he has been getting this identity quite clean, so nothing is over. Oh, does clip, but somehow still survives. And doesn't really lose that much gap, actually. So at the end of it, with a 105.3 and a 105.4, wow, that is pushing the limits. And Numelops
again. Yeah, the thing with that time is that it's better than any other player in the Challenger League, even though it's still a 1/10.5 away from the Challenger League record.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Panda genuinely has a 3/10 gap to every other player in the Challenger League in terms of the best time on this track. So even him setting a 0.3 flat is still beating every player their best times in the live server here. And yeah, I mean, if you can consistently set that, there's no reason why you wouldn't win every round.
Yeah, and it looks to be that Panda and Complex are really trying to fill that leaderboard with their own times. I mean, if Panda does it again, I mean, he could literally be holding the first, second, and third fastest time on Pool 4 Challenger League, and with no contest whatsoever. So, but it seems that maybe Complex wants to join in on the fun as well. But Wolsal again with more speed. What will we see this time? Everybody's going next, and Wolsal definitely saying this is gonna come down to the wire. This is gonna end here, and dreams could be broken. Wolsal goes for the inside line. Does he have more speed? But does slip out and gives Orcs Numelops a back-to-back. It's a 105.4 again.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Numelops are putting the cooker on a high heat.
Yeah, and now Complex is joining his teammate up with the best times here on this map. Previously did not have a time that close, but now I think Glass is the only one stopping orkGP Numelops from having the top 3 times on this map with a 0.3. So I don't even know what to say.
I mean, at this point, maybe I should start banning Pool against Numelops, because it's frightening, to honestly.
Yeah, it really is. The thing is, interesting, Panda. Okay, you got a wicked point for that. But either way, this is Alternate Attacks' pick because they have not lost this map before. But when you come up against a team like orkGP Numelops, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it seems so, because again, like you said it as well, like Orcs Numelops have one of the best times in the tournament, but they just haven't been able to like do it consistently enough to beat other teams. But now they're going up against Alternate Attacks of all teams, and what a better time to put those times on the board. And it seems that Complex is not giving an inch, but Alternate Attacks themselves are really pushing it. It's gonna come down to the line, but Complex holds on to that second position. 105.5, 105.5, and a 105.6. They are really just
Yeah.
not giving any inch whatsoever. 6-8 is the score, but this has been some of the best fun I've seen from a Challenger League match throughout the season so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is the matchup you want to see on pool here in the Challenger League. It is the most consistent team versus the fastest team on this map, and that is an awesome sight to see. Alternate aTTaX are trying their best to keep up with orKs Numelops, but when Panda or Complex are setting 0.3s, there's nothing you can do about that. There is absolutely nothing. As a team that has not set a time within a tenth of those, you really just can't do anything if orKs Numelops stay on the form that they have been over the course of this whole season so far. Did Wosal do something wicked in the back?
Wosal did a wicked. He did a complex and did a 360 with the light bulb.
All right then. I'll check back the VOD on that one, but I'm going to give him a point anyway.
Yeah, we got it on camera. We do have it on camera, so we got all good. But it seems like that Skandir, he has to push though. It's just now or never.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's almost over here and coming down to the final turn. Unless Skandir can put out an insane amount of time through, it's not happening. A Panda with a 105.3. Again, better than any other player in the Challenger League. Not breaking his own record by a long shot.
But that's still 1, 2, and 3 for Panda.
Yes, Panda now has the 3 best times on this map in the Challenger League.
That is absolutely insane, and that he does it against alternate aTTaX of all teams as well. That was probably the best performance Numelops have had against any team, and against alternate aTTaX. What a time to whip it out as well, and they are now in the lead. They took the track point of alternate aTTaX. Absolute, I mean, giga chats. Like,
oh yeah.
Numelops, when they arrive, they white arrive. That's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, that's going to be a real big confidence boost once again, not only because, you know, obviously you're setting amazing times there, but also you have now taken alternate aTTaX's map pick. And alternate aTTaX must have known what they were coming up against in this one. They must have. You know, you've seen their times plastered all over the screen generally before with the 0.1 from Panda, but yeah, with a 100% win rate, why wouldn't you pick it, obviously? But yeah, I mean, alternate aTTaX just have not played a team like orKs Numelops yet in this. I say that as I watch Complex missing every turn. But either way, moving on to Control. Again, orKs Numelops' map pick should be okay for them.
Yeah, it should be okay for them, but I'm quite scared now because I know what Panda is capable. He's on a good day, like even from past tournaments, Panda is a lethal weapon, and he's cooking, and Skandir is matching him at the moment on Control, but they are having a tussle and a half. Wosal is currently just a spectator at this point, and just giving us a good overview of them two in front. Skandir does get a good exit, but Panda has more speed. Who's gonna actually get it? Who's gonna willing to push it? They're really sending this. They're just not gonna give an inch. 1-0-10, 4 and a 5. That is cooked to a crisp.
That is very close to the Challenger League record. We are already pushing up against it now.
They did it first round just casually, you know.
Yeah, currently that is a 110.447 from Miquattro of Exalti. And I was about to say, you know, this is the opposite of pool, right? Alternate aTTaX have the better times, but orKs Numelops have a 100% win rate. It's not the case anymore. Now orKs Numelops have the best times and the 100% win rate on this map, and Panda almost has the Challenger League record here, especially on the first round. That's scary.
Yeah, but Skandir was able to match it basically almost, so you cannot rule them out. Alternate aTTaX still the best team in the league, but they are being put through their paces, and Numelops are not giving an inch. They are already 2/10 up front, and I mean, this is probably shaping up to be one of the best performances that Numelops have had this season. I would even argue to some extent even comparing to stage 1, but again, this is the first round, but this has been delivering, and we can all just admire and enjoy it. I feel like this map, anything, it's just even you being in a reclined position, I mean, this is just a match to enjoy. We are in the driving seat and having the blast and a time of our life, and we just get to enjoy some of the best players in the league going out. But Wosal, rough landing. Skandir needs to avoid the ace, goes absolutely low, sends it, and doesn't overtake Complex, but barely 2/100ths of a second. But it is 2-3. They just want to give us good rounds. It's great race, great round, every time.
Scandia cooked there on the identity. I mean, got one overtake done by 2/10, and almost got the overtake onto the race leader there. But orcs keeping them up, stay out ahead for now. And all they need to do, just get those times consistently on the board, which has really been alternate aTTaX' playstyle over the course of the last 2 stages, has been being consistent, not having the best times in the league, just making sure that you get good times all the time. But orcs look very much like that team now.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see. I just don't have any much words. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, Twiggy. Both of these teams have been just giving us a wonderful time today. I mean, and they've been putting through some of the best times we've seen in the league, and it's fun to watch. And all we can do is I just keep saying it's good. It's good Trackmania. Like there's nothing more to say. Like enjoy it, and let's enjoy this round. And Complex did have a bit of a mistake, so we ignore that. That's not my fault. Volsal does land it, but not comfortably. But Panda still gets the first place. Everything's fine, chat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole of chat were the punishment.
Yeah, I have chat
no.
Wait,
no.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I mean, at this point, I cannot even cast to curse them. They are just impossible. They want to have fun. They're here to play the game.
Please stop.
And that's that. Okay, I'll stop now.
I can't even cast to curse them, guys. They never make mistakes. Either way, yeah, things are looking good for them. And again, being able to get the times consistently on the board. Panda is a wild player this stage so far. I mean, not only having the pool records, the top 3 times on pool, but also just overall, Panda has been really impressive, and Complex as well. In the first couple of weeks, Complex carried the team, but Panda has awoken.
It's like I think he got a better internet connection. I feel like that's the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you know,
as long as Panda's internet is fine, he's the best player in the league.
Clearly, it's like Panda internet. You know, if it's on point, his gameplay is on point. Absolute wokage. Indeed, and Panda is again in the lead. Complex is trying to overtake Scandia with a risky jump. Almost does it. There's a bit of a wobble in the landing, but is he able to still overtake Scandia? But Panda, I mean, is just...
Oh my lord.
What is he cooking here? Oh my god! What is that?
That's definitely a Challenger League record. Is that a world record? That's a world record.
Wait, is
Yeah.
it? Oh my god!
Record.
It's happened. It didn't happen on pool, but control. Oh my god! Panda is insane. What did he have for breakfast today, man?
Yeah.
Our Complex hits the sign. I don't care at this point. Panda, man, praise absolutely.
World record was a 292 by aTTaX, and we have just improved it by almost a 10th. Panda, what happened? Man, as soon as his internet got better, dude, he just like popped off. Dude is not taking prisoners.
He almost has 2 world records. He has almost one on pool, and he actually has one on control. I said it will happen on pool, but it happened on control. Wow.
Control, where we were still 2/10 away from the world record, you know? Like, we were still 2/10 away from it here in the Challenger League. This was not the map that we thought we were getting a world record on.
I mean, we do have the classic round. You get the world record, and then you have a bit of a underwhelming round. But it could still go well for Panda. But yeah, it's looking that alternate aTTaX sort of are like, okay, you got the world record, cute story. We'll talk to you later. But both of them have to respawn. So Complex is so far behind. I don't even know where he came from. He came from a safe route somewhere. But Panda is able to take the round 10. Oh no, Panda is now in shambles. He got so excited about that world record, and it's an ace for aTTaX.
Got the champagne out. Can't even use the keyboard
celebrated
anymore.
too early there.
It fried the keyboard.
Yeah, it's champagne was out too early. Champagne was out too early. Put it back in the locker.
Pop the cork. It went everywhere. Oh god.
The classic, you know. You have a world name again. It's of course it happens to Dexter, but I feel like it happens to everybody. Get a world record.
Everyone, yeah.
Next round, absolute shambles. Nothing you can do about it.
I mean, that's the thing, right? We only really saw it from Dexter because Dexter was the only one really getting world records in the Challenger League last
True.
last
That's
stage,
a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah. That is, it's definitely the case. It's the case in Cup of the Day. It's the case here. Oh, Panda. Oh, apparently it lasts for 2 rounds. It lasts for 2 now.
I don't know what happened all of a sudden. Everybody got absolutely.
Look, genuinely, I think he got the champagne out, and the keys are sticky. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, it's going a bit differently, but again, that now is looking good for alternate aTTaX because they are looking to get a victory here. But if they get a victory, that's put them at 9-7. But I mean, I don't know what. I've been still having a lot of fun. I know this round, the last 2 rounds, have been a bit wibbly wobbly, spinning. But I mean, I've been enjoying it too much, and we'll see. Skandir is in first. Can he actually close it out? Is the story, and can Vosa come in as well? Complex touches the pipe as well, and that is gonna be the nail in the coffin here as well. Skandir and Vosa do take their track point. I mean, what a great performance here still by Numelops. I mean, we get a world record out of it. I mean, if that doesn't deserve a Drake and a clap in chat, I mean, of course, Numelops would have loved to take this, but, you know, where things are...
By the way...
It deserves a clap. We have an official world record in the Challenger League, and what a way to get it as well.
A pretty decent margin as well. Well over half a tenth, if not a full tenth, basically. Pretty impressive, but obviously, as it is, I don't know how many times we've seen a team get a world record and win the map in the Challenger League. Generally, teams will get the world record and lose the map, which, again, is the case here. We're going to move on to Vortex, even things up, but orkGP Numelops looking like a really fierce opponent right now.
Yeah, but alternate attacks, you know, they are not one shy off. Numelops take their map pick, and alternate attacks return it as well. It's a match that just keeps on delivering. I am having too much fun. I swear, like, if there's one thing I will say is this is a contender for match of the season, it's easily that. And if something topples that later on, I mean, Twiggy, you're in for a treat in the next Playdays if that happens. Panda does have to go for a double respawn, and Skandir has a bit of mud in the quarter pipe as well, so it is complex and both styles. So we go back to the scheduled program for Challenger, but it is Vortex,
right?
You know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. These two teams, neither of them were really good on this map, like at all. Alternate attacks have a 33% win rate, 1 out of 3, and orkGP Numelops have a 0% win rate, none out of 2. And neither of them really have amazing times. Honestly, the PBs 105.76 for Wosile and 105.85 for Panda, which the Challenger League record currently at 0.504 from Zerar. So I don't think we're gonna see anything special in this map, but we'll be back to the interesting matchup in the next map, I'm sure. Wosile get to 106.227 in first place. It looks like it's gonna be an ace for aTTaX, just over 10 thousandths between the two players there, but yeah, whether by an inch or a mile, alternate attacks getting that one.
That's a saved moment if ever for Skandir. It's 13 thousandths of a second, and but alternate attacks start off with an ace. But I mean, we've seen the story. Team starts off with an ace. What happens after that? We go into a close match that ends up being a 10-9 or a 10-6 or a close match regardless of the scoreline anyway. So, I mean, and Panda falls off again. Definitely not an enjoyer or Vortex. Definitely. Control would love to go back to it, I feel like, if he had the choice.
Oh, yeah.
But this time at least Panda maybe needs to go back to the drawing board on the map. But it's early days, and we've seen some interesting starts on other maps as well, to begin with, at least point-wise. So if Complex gets first here and gets a draw out of it, then it's all good. But alternate attacks really are mad that Panda got a world record. They don't really want to give anything to Numelops this time.
Yeah, oh, Complex misses the pipe there and has to double respawn real slow, and that just makes this next part really awkward. Moving on forward, Skandir and Wosile 1-2 position. They're looking to make it 2 wins on the board on this map. orkGP Numelops with 0 once again in 3 times playing it. It's looking good from both of them. They'll both get through cleanly. Whether or not it's quick enough to break any records, I really doubt. But it's fine. It's all they need. 6-0 now.
Yeah, well, you could say, like, this seems that we are going into the fact that we are getting towards the later maps now. So the picks are now getting more niche and niche, more niche and niche. I put the pronunciation correctly. Yeah, you know, it's late, everybody. We are going through a thriller of a match.
You're like, it's late. You're producing. I'm on a copious amount of painkillers. Things are. It's a miracle that we're here at all.
Yeah, true. Technically as well. And I did in the morning APAC as well, regional as well, which I had a blast doing as well. So there's been a lot of stuff happening. We are getting towards the part where we are really trying to squeeze every bit of energy as well, because this match deserves every bit of that energy, because it's been absolutely insane to watch Alternate attacks are 6-0 in front, but I mean, it's looking to be that unless they have a bit of a meltdown, they should be even with draws and victories. 6 points is very hard to claw back. You have to get aces to get any points in here. But I mean, it's just been so enjoyable. It's the best part is this is the last match as well. So if you stayed here for this as well, I mean, treated.
I told you to go
treated.
nowhere if you were a Sprout enjoyer. You know, there's a lot of people that, oh no, Panda, oh dear, he's going to fall even further back into 4th position. It's looking like it's pretty much over already for orKs Numelops. Alternate attacks haven't even set a good time, particularly whatsoever. They have not broken the 106 barrier, but it's 8-1. That's all that matters.
Yeah, now it's gonna be a bit of a cruise moment for them. I feel like there's nothing much they have to do. Skandir does fall a bit behind, but we are now slightly cooling down on the match. At least we had a lot of excitement, but it feels like, yeah, as I said, we are getting into the later map picks, and we might see a more one-sided affair. I don't remember exactly what was the map number 6, but everything's possible. So even if alternate attack takes this map, oh god, I'm having a bit of a moment here, trying to find words here, but anything can happen on map 6. Let's just say it like that.
Okay, all good, all good, all good. Well, yeah, I think
Drink
Grip
water
is going to be our
helps.
next map. Yeah, keep drinking water. Hey, orKs Numelops on for a good round at the very least right now. Panda and Complex 1st and 2nd position, although Complex has been overtaken, maybe not after the speed check. No, still stays in 3rd, but it's still possible for orKs Numelops to take this one back, although Wosal takes a lot of speed into the identity. Can he get the overtake done on Panda? It would be very impressive if he did. A little bit of a wobble on the outset of it, but more speed through to the finish line. Gets the overtake done by 7,000ths. Wosal, absolutely insane to get the map victory.
Oh my god, both 1v1s coming down to the thousands there. I didn't even know who to spectate there. I stick to the back because I wanted to get a good overview of everybody, but I think no matter who I spectated there, it would have been amazing. But alternate attacks take it, and now we move on to Grip as well. Now it's getting a bit fuzzy, at least. I'm trying to remember how much have they played this as well, because Grip, we've seen it a lot in Challenger, but I don't know how much these teams have seen it.
Well, let's see. Alternate attacks have played it twice. Won 50% of the time. That's one win. Any math majors in chat? But only a 7.7 ace rate. One round they've aced. And I think Skandir? No. Skandir does not have the best time, but it's very close to the Challenger League record. orKs Numelops have not played this map whatsoever. They've never picked it. They've never banned it. It's just never come up in their games. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how they will come up again. It's completely unknown how well they'll do.
So basically this is new data on the block at the moment. This Panda hits a block to slow down a bit, but we'll have to wait and see how this cookie crumbles. His Complex hits the corner and hits the pillar, and Panda somehow is back in the mix and is 1st position. He hit the block. He hit the block. We visually saw him hit the wall. How is he in the mix?
Panda,
Excuse me.
He's so scary.
How is that even
terrifying
possible?
now. Like, Panda wasn't really a name that came into the equation when it came to, like, the insane players of Stage 1, right? And suddenly he's at the forefront of the conversation. This is absolutely wild. He gets the overtake done on both Skandir and Wosal moving forward to the finish line, and it's clean. It's really clean through to the finish line. Despite a mistake, a 102.5, pretty decent. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I mean, but Panda comes out of nowhere. That was absolutely, like, we clearly saw in the broadcast, he touched the wall, and then 5 seconds later he's back up front. How's that? It just legally doesn't allow. I don't even know how that's even possible. It just doesn't comprehend in my brain, even with the 2 brain cells that I have that sometimes do work, but not this time. But again, we have a draw on the board, and if Panda and Complex are anything to show, this could be another banger of a map, but we'll have to wait and see if we get some clean rounds, because that skip between the poles can take out anybody, to be honest, because it's really close to get it, and it's very hard to get it if you don't have the right lineup for it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say both players get it cleanly. Panda gets it cleanly. Complex not quite. Left the turn a little too early and slams his back wheels into it. It's not going to lose him an insane amount of time, but 1.5 seconds is definitely enough to kind of be a round killer for you. Panda stays in 1st position, and once again, looking real quick and clean over the first part of the map. It's whether or not he can keep that through to the very end. But if he can keep alternate attacks at bay this whole time, I don't see a reason why they can't win this map with one good round from Complex here. And Panda is looking really, really quick.
Again?
I mean, this is wild. Hold on, this can be a sub 102 at least. 101.6. That's a Challenger League record.
Classic, you know. Easy. Why bother even? Why even bother? Panda is MVP of the day. Like, just casually. Like, Challenger League record. Who even cares at this point?
How far is that from the actual... Hold on.
Are you actually...
Okay, so still 3.5 tenths away from the Grand League record. But this was one of the maps with the biggest gaps between TMCL and TMGL. And that's just kind of been closed at this point. We are now, you know, within 4 tenths of the world record here. Panda... He's never played this map on live servers before.
But it doesn't even have an online time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now
it's
well,
second round he beat the TMCL record.
I mean, Panda has been cooking. Like, it's just absolute. I mean, if he was a Michelin star chef, I would go to that restaurant. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, he's...
Oh, he'd get 3 stars.
Yeah, and there it is. You get the world record. We were waiting for it. It was bound to happen. Like, it's just... No matter what we do, no matter what we say, you go from 0 to 0 in Challenger
that's
League.
Not a caster curse. That's just a world record, or Challenger League record curse.
That's the Challenger League world record thing. You get the thing, and then you allow the ace to come into it. That's nothing either. Classic. It's just a classic at this point, you know.
Not only that, but it opens the doors for an ace from alternate attacks as well. Complex still not able to keep up with the alternate attacks players. Now 5-2 the scoreline. It would be really sad if Panda got 2 TMCL records. Oh, well, no, he didn't get one on pool, but kept up with it. Got a world record and a TMCL record and still lost the series.
If you told me that at the beginning of this match, I would have said, yeah, Numelops, easy win. But again, the opposition is fierce. Skander has a really rough landing. Goes for inside. Good way to adapt. That he knew he was slow and went immediately on the inside. Good adaptation. Clearly, he knows that when this happens, he can go for that line. So good practice. That shows that he's definitely knows the tips and tricks on this map as he touches the dirt ball. Well, either way. Moving on to then front end, and we see that Vosal is the one trying to gatekeep Numelops here, and Complex is actually up in front, and this might be an ace towards Numelops if Vosal is not able to hold on. So who's able to finish closer? Complex is pushing closer to Vosal. Will he be able to do that final turn as well? Vosal releases, he has more speed, and it's actually an ace! And Numelops returned the favor 5-5.
He just beat the TMCL record again. Like, not his own, but that's
the
better
old
than
record.
Anybody else. Yeah, he now has the top 2 times in grip.
Yeah, so that's it wasn't the Challenger League record. Let's say it simply beat the old record before Panda set the record.
Yeah.
So it's 1 and 2 again. Panda just going for the triad here.
You played 4 rounds and you've got the 2 best times in the TMCL. Okay, dude, sure, that's cool. Panda is now the best player in the TMCL on paper.
That's insane. And Skandir is also falling a bit back, and Numelops are in front. I mean, it's just, it's a choice to watch. Complex does touch the pillar, but actually it's not that big of a deal. It does allow Vosal to come in front, but Complex is enough speed to still stay close enough. But we'll have to wait and see as the rest of the map goes.
Vosal touches his wheel to the wall, but what? Okay, never mind.
Vosal also has to respawn. And Skandir is second somehow now. But he slides, and in the pool.
Just watch Panda, it's all good. Panda send
let's watch Panda. Panda is cooking.
Panda is cooking. It's going to be another sub 102, 101.787. He didn't need to push, but he got it done either way. And Complex comes through to a second place somehow, some way. I don't know what's going on back there.
Good. Alternate attacks go crumbling a bit. The attack is slowly fading away, and it's becoming a bit of a defense. Numelops are 2 points away, taking us into Frosty, man.
Somebody mentioned it. Hey, Panda might be using game deficit at the moment. Definitely using game.
Complex missed the checkpoint.
I mean, Panda is carrying this round. I'm sorry, that is the only way to put it. Complex, when he has put together good times, has joined his teammate up there, but Panda is the reason orKs Numelops are winning this by a long shot. My lord, this dude is insane right now. And right now, again, in first position, not making...
We do not compliment the players, Twiggy. Do you not get with the program? It happens every single time we try to give praise to the players. It goes blowing back in our face completely. So now we have to hope that Scandir and Vosal make a mistake and Numelops can get this round done. But if they are checking their splits, they can easily save this. But yeah, it's going to be another race, and we're gonna go to 8-8 here.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is gonna be a rough one. Could have been, should have been, but it is an ace for alternate attacks. And oh
Pain.
boy, we are gonna come down to the line. Can they take us to map 7?
Come on, orcs, get it done. Let's see another Frosty. We've only seen it once this whole time. You need to win it right here, orcs. Come on.
Let
Get
the
it
round
done.
play
Don't let him do
itself. We are not gonna mention any names. Neutral casting now.
No name.
And let's see what it brings us. And let's see how the round poses. Of course, important to get the first checkpoint. Every single player gets it. And now it can be victory for each team. Can set the round afire. Let's see how the players are going. First section looks good.
Clean.
And good. I'm trying to be as
Yeah,
neutral as possible. It's difficult.
We're trying to give the players kind of a little moment of silence kind of thing going on. Give them a, let the round play out by itself. We'll kind of talk, but we're not going to say anything, that could influence the outcome of the round. Just let them do
Maybe
it.
we need to just talk about just absolutely completely random thing.
I don't really want to do that on the final, possibly the final round of a map. That
it's-
feels a bit...
It's a bit insane though. They are really close. It's gonna come down
so
to the
close.
identity. Who's gonna execute? Who's willing to push this final round? This could be the match point for alternate attacks or a track point for orcs. Numelops. This is gonna come down to the wire as the standing is currently Numelops are taking it, but Scandir with that final line takes the draw, and it is almost the victory that they got for Numelops, but Scandir in the end pushes a bit more, and we're 9-9. Holy moly, this match doesn't fail to deliver.
My heart rate is through the roof at the moment now. Orcs keeping Numelops. Obviously, this round to try and stay in the series. Vosal gets a bit of airtime there on the grass. It's not going to lose him too much time, but it's not a great way to start things off. And Panda in first place this time. Last time it was Complex ahead of his teammate. Panda well out ahead at this point. That's not saying anything that could be cursed. I didn't, but either way, this is really intense now. Both teams are going to be feeling a lot of pressure here. Not just orcs keeping Numelops. Obviously, the whole series could be over in this round. But alternate attacks as well. You don't want to go to map 7, especially on a map like Frosty, where nobody has really played it that much. It's not really, the kind of map that anyone wants to play. Complex clips a wall. He falls down into 4th position. Panda now needs to get first to send us into overtime to keep his team alive. Scandir and Vosal hot on his tail. Can he get the good exit speed to get over that finish line? Scandir is right behind him, but he gets it done. The pressure is on, but he stays
Going into
afloat.
overtime. Oh my good lord. Have mercy on us. Overtime on grip, and this could be defining a match point or a map 7. This one of the matches ever, and in a good way. I'm absolutely glad that I'm here today. I mean, of course, I'm all the things. I hope Nua is having a great time, but I don't know. I'm having a blast and a half today watching this. But Scandir touches the wall. That is very crucial when we go into the next segment. So it's very important for these players to get this clean. They do. So now Scandir being almost a second behind puts Vosal in a pressure situation. Complex and Panda are going into the second. We are going to the water section. We have to see how that goes. We get a Vosal perspective here. No water pops, but Panda hits the corner. But it's now up to Complex to hold on to the draw here. So now it is the case. Can he do it? Vosal, I feel like you just have to save it. I feel like the pressure is just too high. You cannot possibly go for the risk. And yeah, Complex does the right thing. Holds on till the end. 102. Fair enough. It's a draw.
Oh, that's the first round Complex has come first in on this map as well. It's wild that the one time that Panda makes like a critical error in a location where alternate attacks could just win the map like that. Complex comes to the rescue. It's not a time that is pushing up against Pandas whatsoever, but it got the job done. That's all that matters. And again, we go to that overtime round. Anybody could win it right here. The pressure is piling up for orkGP Numelops, but as well for alternate aTTaX. Panda has been the one in the lead this whole time. It's just been down to mistakes from Panda that have given away points to alternate aTTaX. That has been the story, and once again, it's slow from both players on orkGP Numelops. They need to make up a lot of time towards the finish line.
Yeah, this is now an absolute execution. Our alternate aTTaX putting the nail in the coffin. They've been crucial when it comes to these rounds, and now they cannot afford any mistakes, because if they do, they allow Numelops as Complex touches the outside wall. If no mistakes in the water, and indeed they get it clean, it's now up to Panda and Complex. They just have to send it at this point. Rage for them, but Panda has nothing to lose. You can see he's really pushing the two wheels here. But when it matters, it seems alternate aTTaX to not let it fall.
Sad.
And when it matters, they pull it ahead. It is GG, but what a hard way to come to terms with that one. That should have gone to map 7. I won't say we were robbed. We were given the best match of the tournament, but that was the perfect way to end the day. I don't know any way. I mean, it's no, and yeah, Panda, even in a loss, MVP today. Absolutely. Like it's miles.
Complex has just put in chat as well the Panda MVP. I mean, like Scandir has also said Panda MVP. It's so sad that you can put together, you know, those kinds of times consistently, get a world record, and still not quite get it done. It's unreal. But again, alternate aTTaX are just that kind of team. They are consistent. They get stuff done when they need to get stuff done, and that's the kind of team that we see getting most points here in the Challenger League. They did it last stage. They're doing it again this stage.
Yeah, well, alternate aTTaX still undefeated, but I mean, Numelops, I mean, if you weren't a fan of Numelops before, I mean, that is a perfect way to do it. And
yeah,
I feel like Panda is only getting better and better. Like, this is absolutely insane. Best times on the pool, top 3 belong to him. He has a world record on control. He has the best times also now on, well, he has the Challenger League record on grip. Man is on a mission, and what a time to come alive. It just wasn't enough when it came down to the line. It coulda, woulda, but this time it unfortunately didn't. But good job to alternate aTTaX and Numelops. I mean, they gave their hearts out and gave us an absolute treat. And I'm happy. I'm just gonna probably dream the match when I go to bed today. I was like rewatch it in my sleep.
Yeah. Well, obviously you can go and rewatch it in the VOD. It'll come up on YouTube soon as well. Thank you guys for joining us for a full day of Trackmania. It's actually the first like full on day that we have had. It's been a long one, 4 hours long so far. It's been an absolutely banger of a day. I hope you will join us again. I think it's regularly scheduled kind of stuff going on. We'll update you on Twitter, so you know, keep an eye on the Trackmania Twitter coming on through for the next few weeks of action. We've still got 2 play days to go. Lots of exciting stuff, especially with the mid-table shaping up as it is. But once again, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again next week. It's been a pleasure, as per usual, despite the fact I am sitting here. I can't move. I'm not like going anywhere after this. I have to just stay here with my leg raised for the whole day. So look, hey, it's been lovely though. So thank you everybody for being with us, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, so all hearts out to you. You've been a pleasure in the chat as well. All I can say is that was one heck of a match, and I hope to God...
we have a 1 week break. We have a 1 week break. Sorry, 1 week break because we have the Super Weekend. I forgot.
Oh yeah, we have Super Week. Yeah, that's a fair point actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, that is actually a fair point. So either way, doesn't matter. Playday 6 and 7, it's gonna come down to the wire with the scorelines that we have. Alternate aTTaX are in the playoffs. Either way, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. And tomorrow, Grand League and also the regionals conclude. So plenty of Trackmania to come. So wink it to all of you as well. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.